Hey everybody, this is Dane. We're going to be looking at Ghost in the Shell for the PlayStation 1. We're going to just kind of jump right into it. Third-person shooter, heavy arcade action. Really good FMV. Production IG took over Legendary Animation House. They've been doing Ghost in the Shell since the Momori Oshii original classic. Really good. Better than what you'd see in most games, especially for the era, when you compare it to something like Mega Man 8 or even Persona 2 a few years later. Really weird frame rate on that stuff. Whatever. This is great. Production IG, Legendary. Just really good. All the cast is here. Kusanagi, Bateau, Chief. I'm sure you know Ghost in the Shell by now. If you don't, I really recommend it. Just kind of across the board. It's kind of the story. Encompasses everything. Philosophy, existentialism, consciousness, politics. Really, really great. The red guys, the Fuchikoma, not in the movie, but heavily featured in the manga and like every property since then. That's what you're gonna play as in this. We'll get here in a second. This should be familiar for anybody that's watched the movie as well. These tracking shots. Just kind of establishing what the actual game is going to be about. Giving you mission briefings. Pretty standard stuff. Written all by the original, the creator. Worked with the company Exact. Same guys that did the first-person platforming games, Jumping Flash. Never played them. Supposedly pretty good. Classics, two of them. White Rabbit. Anyway, third-person shooter. Strafe with the shoulder buttons. Oh, that's my first target. Oh, Jesus. One of this game's big selling points is being able to just stick onto any surface. The Fuchikomas is kind of just what they're known for. Being super versatile, like little spider tanks. And this game really uses that well. I see why you can kind of see that pedigree from what I understand of the companies of Jumping Flash, what you can do in that game. HUD down below. Got your little mini map. Go to the red dots. Hey, I don't know if you play games. Go to the red dots. Try to keep your orientation. They're able to do some really interesting stuff with the platforming in this, with being able to run around. This first mission's pretty good at establishing the kind of just do platforming, get around this map, run up buildings, do whatever you need to. I spent a lot of time a few years ago playing this game. A little rusty. Whatever. You haven't seen it. Although I guess if you're watching this video, you probably have, and you wanted to see somebody do it well. Go watch a long play, if that's what you want. But now that main mission's over, killed those 4 things, got the key cards within that open world, now in here, fighting the boss. Love it. Quick, to the point. Works really well. I love a good game like this, that strafe heavy. You're just pure shooting. Projectile-based game. Pretty sure that your little Vulcan cannons are projectile based, or I'm sorry, hit scan based. Infinite speed, just go. One of the things I like about what the team was able to do with this game is, whoa, I'm back on the ground. Having this unique level design of just run up walls. They're able to really kind of think it through. Like, I mean, you saw me going into this fight at the beginning. Just had that giant blue beam. That was your main attack when you're on the ground. You go up, you go higher though. Tactics change up. He's got the same missiles, but he can reach you a little bit better with it. Regardless, beat him pretty quick. Mission complete. Now that's what I'm talking about the arcade nature of this. You go in, you start a level, you go. There is a level select when you from the main menu, but what's important about this game is doing and connects to that arcade its arcade roots is you start. Really what you want to do is you want to start at the very first level and go as far as you can, and that's what we're going to be doing. By level 3 I'll be taxed a little bit because that level is pretty quick. You got to really be on it. I think I've beaten this entire thing in one playthrough. Felt pretty good about it. It's a good little game. Really not kind of what you expected from like the property. Like you'd be forgiven at the time if you were a big Ghost in the Shell fan, trying this out and going, "What the hell is this again?" Because the Fujigomas weren't in the movie and were instead in the manga. You expected to be Major Kusanagi, kind of running, shooting, beating the hell out of guys. If you want that, probably that PS2 Ghost in the Shell standalone complex game is more what you're looking for. Pretty good things. Haven't played it. I doubt that they would put out something that's mediocre. Ghost in the Shell, for the most part, it's been they treat that stuff pretty well. Standalone complex was great. Arise is pretty good. Don't see. Based on what I've heard, do not go see the ScarJo movie. Sorry, Scar. Sorry, Black Widow. Is that what she was in those movies? I don't know. It's good stuff. This franchise, obviously, big inspiration for The Matrix. Probably a lot of good reason for it. But here we are. I really like this level. It's a good contrast to that first level that we saw, where that was this wide open, go where you want. You have really close, narrow corridors here. Very, very like straight. Just do what you can in these really confined situations. And again, look at the projectile-based nature. Like, this is much. It's very of the time. I mean, when you look at first-person shooters where they were in the United States, you have your Dooms, you have your Duke Nukems. It was really about dealing with your enemies in confined spaces, dealing with moving in matters of inches. You know, you want to run next to that influence fireball, and so that you can get in and reposition. None of this cover-based stop and pop. Is that what they call it? Yeah, pretty sure that's it. It's very Gears-like. Yeah, really heavily skill-based. You want to get in, you want to do a bunch of damage. You want to cover your bases. That's not at all the right thing to say. obviously one of the things that I forgot to do because I got all egotistical about it. You've got your main Vulcan cannons, and by holding it down, you can get your lock on. Perfect for what we've seen of the bosses and this guy. So compare this boss with the first one that we looked at, and as a summation of these levels, the level design that we've seen so far, where that first one, it was in this wide open space of this warehouse. This one really takes full advantage of the sticky nature of the Fujikoma. You're just moving in 360 degrees, or just spinning around the level. Just a really, really interesting way of closing this off. Not the hardest boss in the entire world, but at least they change it up by having the laser and then the electricity on the ground. Score 129,000. No idea if that's good. I didn't look. Should have looked at my time just there. Maybe the next one, but we're still going. Level 3.
Control room to Kusanagi. Explosives are concealed in the industrial complex. Locate and disarm them. Be trapped? They're time bombs. If you don't defuse them,
this level is a blitz. You have to really be on it. You're timed. You've got to destroy all of these explosives. Explode the explosives. Detonate.
Yes, ma'am. Be careful defusing them. Don't mess up, rookie.
Aye. But Toast got weird eyes, you know? Wonder what he sees. Alright, let's get in it. Look at that time on it. 40 seconds. Hold both triggers down and you zip around quick. Got that little turbo. Obviously comes in handy for all sorts of stuff. Nice. Time extended. You know, just a little checkpoint. You know? Cruising USA style. Feels good. I'm up here. Health has taken some hits. I guess that's to be expected. Like I said, it's been a little while since I've really spent some time. But really rewarding. And I think about how different these 3 levels are so far. First one, open corridors for the second. And then this like time attack. It's kind of cool. And I think that that's largely because of that arcade nature. You get in, you have one level. Let's do something unique with the time that we've got. That level variety is actually a direct byproduct of these small levels. By having everything super densely packed with either level geometry or threads, you constantly have something to do, whether that's jumping, shooting, climbing. And by having so many enemies around you, none of them need to be quick. They just need to all be timed so that they're shooting you at roughly the same overall pace. So you need to go left to avoid this soldier, and then right to avoid this tank. Everything just happens super quickly. you don't get that like versatility when you have to pad out the experience more. It's hard to keep things like super tight. You know, it's the difference between the original Legend of Zelda and the top-down ones, or the 3D ones where you actually have the more geographical, three-dimensional space. Remember if you can get inside those arms, like when he closes them, so you've just got access to it. Can't remember what I'm thinking of. You also have grenades. I don't actually know if that lowers your final score or not. Whatever, you're just strafing. Just always be strafing. Get those Mega Man legend skills going on. Here we go. Mission 3. Time bonus, 0. It's alright.
We've identified the new enemy leader.
Interspersed in the game, we got a bunch more animated movies. Just looks great. What a great looking game. They really put in some effort into this. Just interesting. Especially because, like, nobody who played this. You could tell that Shiro wrote this the way that all of the characters are involved in doing their own thing. They're in their own places, but ultimately are contributing to the story. I guess that's, you know, strictly speaking, nothing that unique, but
Kusanagi to control. We've ID'd the target and we're in pursuit.
We're monitoring by satellite. Enemy speed is 40 knots.
Chief, can we get sea police
oh,
backup?
full course.
They're not in the area. We'll have the rookie drop down from the helicopter instead.
Huh? You're serious, Chief? He's pretty green. I don't think he can handle it.
All he has to do is delay the enemy while you narrow the distance between yourselves and the target.
Roger.
All units, provide cover for the rookie coming out of chopper. Chopper pilot, let us know when you drop him.
Roger. Stand by for drop. 5 seconds to target point. 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop.
Alright. Mission 4. I like this one too. So different. This may be the one where the last one on this run. That's okay. I actually think probably the easiest way of doing this level is to just stand still and shoot them one by one rather than even trying to waste your time strafing. Just hop over there. Hop over there. The nice thing about the strafing, at least in this, is for something like this where your enemy is constantly moving and you want to get close, because now that you've got the time limit, you really have to like prioritize. Come on. And there we go. It's all right. I'm happy with that. Level 4, 12 total. The last level's kind of a jerk. Oh, let's do this. DIT. And. But as much as I love video games, and I love video games, I also really love animation. So we're gonna look at one in particular. The opening. I love it. But first, let me show you this. My ranking. Just look at it. Okay? I don't know how if that's any good. Doesn't really care. It's there. Now it exists somewhere outside of my hard drive. Thanks. Alright. So, for this opening video, things can get pretty... It's pretty good. So what I'm going to do is, in the bottom corner, I'm going to drop a video, a very special video of me doing the training, just in case there are any children in the room and the parents want to give them something else to focus on. Don't know why. These really are good. They really... I don't... Is that real kanji? I can't tell. Is that? I think this video does a real good job of preparing you. Alright. Of getting you half prepared for what this game is. Here's your tank. Controlled by Kusanagi, the major lover. I probably don't love her as much as the developers and Masamune, because things are about to get real erotic after this playful scene. Things are going crazy. Oh, she's starting to feel it. Now she's getting serious. Let's watch Kusanagi's her evolution over this. She's groping the Venus. Okay, she's groping the Venus, just shooting, just wrecking, just carnage. Oh no, she doesn't feel good. It's taking a toll, a sexy toll. But boom, Fujikoma's all about business. Just blowing. Oh, here it is. Just throbbing. Just all those thick wires throbbing. It's just, she hates it. The violence. This isn't for her. For Fujikoma. Look at the glass. Oh, something. I really like Ghost in the Shell. You know, actually, this is probably indicative of the manga, if any of you who have read it. Not the Dark Horse one, the actual Japanese one. This is so good. I wonder what's happening in the tutorial. I wonder if I'm doing well. Probably killing it. Audi. Ghost in the Shell. Available only on the PlayStation 1. If you want it, you're going to have to get it off eBay. You see me wink?